he's someone that I guess can fill in the gap if Haaland's injury. We don't know to the extent of what it will be, but if there is a case where they will have to go without Erling Haaland for a bit, Omar Marmoush ease those worries?
For sure, for sure. He proved today, well, it was just one game, and I feel happy that, like I said, he did well, and now it's like against Madrid. It's a tough game, but let's see. But he showed that he can score.
Can you see similarities, Stuart, between Omar's game with those third-man runs with what you normally used to do, what you used to do?
Well, he has a lot more quality than what I ever had, but no, listen, he's a fantastic player, and my game was based on running. That was my biggest strength, was my running power. He obviously has a lot more quality. I don't think he's a number 9. What is it like?
What do you think about when you make those runs? What are the things that you calculate, you take into consideration?
Well, when you get into the final third and it's about the finish, it's more composure. You know, so many times I've seen players get into positions and they panic. He has got into positions today, and that first goal, you know, he just casually lobs the goalkeeper, and it's like he's made for this. But he has a knack of, you see the runs he's making there, and he has an understanding already with Haaland when to go long, when to come short. And I think that caused Newcastle problems all afternoon, was when Haaland, when Foden dropped into that space, the centre-backs went with him, and Marmoush realised where the space was then, and he was able to exploit it. So he's a big signing. Can he play number 9? I'm not sure. He started up front against Leyton Orient last week, and I don't know. As I say, I don't know if he's a number 9.
You think just behind the striker is his best position?
I think so, and coming off the left as well. But we've all seen before when Pep has played with no number 9, with a false 9. So possibly they might have to change their game. But a big plus for them today.
Who does he remind you of in particular, Sandro? Because I drew that comparison with Salah for obvious reasons. But in terms of his profile as a player, does he remind you of anyone?
Well, good question. I think his second goal, he showed that he's sharp, you know, he can finish. And just before the ball comes, I think he knows already how to finish it. But now to compare, I cannot give you the right one. But like I said to you, it will be interesting to follow him up, because he showed that he's a guy that can play and can score. And let's see.
Stuart, anyone that comes to mind when you watch him today?
Yeah, it's difficult. I think a lot of his actions, I think back to when I played with Raphinha. At times he's comfortable. Obviously, he's left-footed, he plays on a different side, but he's really comfortable coming in, receiving the ball, making things happen, and he's also comfortable that out-to-in run that he makes. You know, Raphinha was absolutely brilliant at that. We see how he's doing at Barcelona now, but certainly some similar traits in terms of how they move. So Sandro says it'll be interesting to follow him up and to see how he performs the rest of the season, because Manchester City need him. They need a big performance during the week. And if he can push them on this season till, you know, to possibly an FA Cup win, we talked about that before. If they can get an FA Cup win, progress in Europe, and you know, get a top 4, top 3 finish, they'll have rescued what has been, by their own standards, a disappointing season.